Well, now that November is almost here, deer hunters across Delmarva will be heading out into the woods. And even non-hunters will probably be seeing a lot more deer out in the open. That's because the first few weeks of November are the breeding season for white-tailed deer, better known as the rut. And for hunters, this is the time to be in the woods.
Well, anytime the first couple of weeks of November is the best time because they respond to the grunt call, to rattling, to the scents, and the different things where the rut's going. And you're going to see bucks on their feet all day during the daytime.
And of course, white-tailed bucks are the target for most hunters right now, but some could take aim at a doe.
Some may be, but most of them are looking for the horns, even though you can't cook them.
If you don't already know, the rut is the time when bucks are not as reclusive and cautious as they tend to be throughout the rest of the year, and the reason is there's only one thing on his mind.
So this is the season for rutting for deer, which means that the females are going to be starting to go into their most fertile receptive period, which we call estrus. And it's a very exciting time because that's when the males are going to try and find them. So the males have, the bucks have their big antlers, they're going to be fighting each other. You'll see some scraping marks on trees as they're trying to deposit scent to try and advertise that they're in the area.
When you ask a hunter, that's also the area they want to be in as well.
I always look for a good scrape line, and I look for that good scrape line or where you have some rubs on the trees and the scrapes on the ground, and try to set up on them. Get back in the woods where you got a nice scrape line and try to find some good staging areas and where the bucks kind of stage up waiting for the does.
It's really all about the males trying to sequester the females into one tiny area, and only the biggest males with the biggest antlers are going to be able to do so.
Another cool part about hunting during the rut is that the normal early morning and evening hours that deer typically travel during daylight don't apply this time of year.
You can sit out all day and see deer during the rut. 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the daytime, you'll see bucks cruising, looking for does.
So you're going to find a lot of the bucks are going to be out basically trolling around, trying to find females where they can who are ready to mate. So those males are going to be out and about, they're going to be fighting each other, they're going to be a lot of sparring. Males who are very large are going to be going outside of where they normally would in order to try and find new females. So if you're a hunter, it's a great time to be out looking for bucks.
Now, if you're a hunter planning to sit in the stand all day, or at least as long as you can, it's best to be prepared.
I have just a bow sling that, say I get a deer out there and need to be doing some long dragging, I can go ahead and set up my bow sling to just sling that to be able to for a longer haul. I have just a deer drag. This one here, I've had this for just years. It's great, simple. Always have lights. I carry 2 headlamps in with me. I also have just a standard flashlight that I'll take with me, and batteries, extra batteries. Throw them in a plastic bag, keep them dry. Scent control. I'll keep this in the truck and I'll keep a smaller one in my pack. Snacks. Throw your snack sticks in. Always have some snacks and water. Stay hydrated, snacks. If you're going to be out there, have a sandwich packed, ready to roll. If you're seeing a lot of movement, a lot of does coming through, you're not going anywhere. You'll be wishing you had some snacks ready to go. Hey, here's something that we don't want to forget is our hunting license. Make sure you have that with, if you come in contact with law enforcement out there, you have your license out there. Have a rangefinder. I always carry 2 different grunt calls, just tones are different in them. If things are slow mid-morning, it might be a good time to go ahead and hit the horns a little bit and see if you can call something in. Dressing gloves, be able to go ahead and dress the deer out, have those. I have 2 different knives. I carry an outdoor edge, just flip open knife that I have with me. Make sure you guys have your harnesses, especially if you're up in a tree stand. None of these things matter if you're not out there. So, get out in the woods, get up in the tree. If the weather's not perfect and it's your only day out, get out there. It's an awesome time of year to be out in the woods.
Now that we know what is going on in the woods and why, and are hopefully somewhat prepared for the exciting weeks that lie ahead, just know that it's not always about taking home that trophy buck.
I enjoy sitting in the tree stand this time of year. And like I say, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but it starts coming light, the wind picks up a little bit, the woods come alive, and then the leaves start falling like it's snowing. And to me, that's just beautiful to be in the woods that time of year. And you get to see the deer in action, you know, the bucks grunting, pushing the does, moving around. You get to see a lot more that you don't see, you know, early or late season.
But first, you've got to be out there to experience it. So good luck to the hunters and to those just looking to witness these amazing few weeks in November, better known as the whitetail rut.